I messed up. I messed up pretty big.
Hi, my name's Jesse, and I'd like to invite you along with me as I build a new home on wheels, travel the country in search of national parks and new experiences, and maybe even get a little rowdy sometimes. So come with me as I meet new people, have new adventures, and soak in all the natural beauty the world has to offer.
Welcome back, everyone. We are back on the bus. Gonna catch up on a few things. So I've been working on sheeting and riveting both sides, and I messed up. And I'm gonna try to explain how I did it and in the best way that I know how I did it. So as you'll see, we got these sheets up here, and if I get lower, you can see that they are bubbling out. And I thought that was just how they were sitting, but what has happened, we had it attached in the middle, and then they must have sagged just a little bit. And we're talking about like a fraction of an inch, but it's just enough to cause this bubbling. And this will not, as you'll see with the other videos, this will not just flatten out. So what we had to do was, had to cut out most of the rivets, come back in and kind of push on this to lay it flat, and then do a different riveting pattern. So we ended up doing down both of these ribs, and then started slowly working on the back and added a few in over there to make sure it's sitting flat, and then the same thing here. And you can see with all these, we still have to undo where these, you can't see it on the outside, but there's a rib right here in the center. So this should sit pretty flat. But for here, we're gonna have to take out some of the ones on top so the sheet can slide up. And again, it's like an 1/8 or a 1/16 of an inch, and you wouldn't think it'd make a big deal, but it does. So we got all the sheets laying nice and flat after taking out almost 3/4 of the rivets on top and some of the ones on the side. And so these are all nice and flat with the exception of this one, which ultimately won't matter because we're cutting out the whole center section for a large window. But this is what it looks like when you try to just make it all flat. That will not go flat. I thought I could get away with it, and I was wrong. We had to end up removing like probably 300 rivets to fix it. And now this side is all good with the exception of where this window is going, which I'm very confident won't be an issue. It's a very big window, so it cuts out most of that material. That was a lesson learned, and hopefully you won't make the same mistake. I did my first bus with mild steel, and this was not an issue at all. So I think the galvannealed, because it is a lot more pliable, it's more annealed, apparently it becomes an issue where you can have it's not laying completely flat on top, and one side slightly bows, and it causes that oil canning. My lovely girlfriend and I are working on it. The front is ready to go. Super pumped about that. That just needs drilled and riveted, waiting until we get the sides done. So I still have all the ones on the top, but we're basically gonna start working our way. Hopefully we'll get a good part of this panel done. You can also see it with the top here. Back at it with another day of riveting sheet metal on the bus. So what we got done yesterday was most of the riveting on the back panel. Today I've gotten a lot of the riveting on this middle panel here. Still have a few on top, but basically getting it nice and flat. I'm skipping over a lot right now just to try to get the metal just on, and I'll come back in and drill in between all of these. I'm working on the third panel, the big front one here. And as you can see marked, I have a big window going in there. And it's actually going to intersect two of the frames, like the ribs. The hat channel, they'll be cut out. I'll actually weld in some steel framing to add support back in. So I'm actually not going to do the center rivets here. I might do like one in the middle just to hold the sheet metal, but I'm not worried about that right now. So I'm getting ready to work on this middle rib, and then we'll be doing them forward. I am solo today, and you're gonna see just how big of a bummer that is. All the drilling for the holes is done on the inside, and of course the riveting is done on the outside. The problem is this metal gets so flappy so quick. You can only drill down like a few inches before you have to put a rivet in, because if I try to jump holes, it pushes that steel out and you can't drill the hole. Basically, I drill 2 holes, run out here, rivet, go in, drill 2 holes, come out, rivet, and so forth. So I might just speed this up a little bit, this process. Well, no, because I need to be in there pushing it out.
On the next video.
So you can kind of see, so this frame is going to come down all the way around it, and that is what's actually pinching it to the wall of the bus. So we'll put